What's up, guys? SYROBE here, and we are back with the Shadow of the Erdtree DLC's secret legendary katana. This katana is no joke. It might be one of the best katanas in the game. Yes, even better than like the lightsaber katana. 2 years ago, I showed you guys how to get the hidden katana for Hand of Millennia. I was the first person ever to make a video on this location with a full in-depth guide, and I'm happy to say that I am also the first person ever to show exactly how to get the Sword of Night Katana in Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. I've timestamped each section of this video for number 1, a full weapon and build showcase utilizing the katana's moveset and its Ash of War. Number 2, my Rellana fight speedrun skip to completely avoid the Rellana fight and progress past her without needing to defeat her. And lastly, towards the end, a step-by-step entire questline guide required to finish and obtain this katana. I am the very first person to show exactly every step required to find the Sword of Night, and be warned, there are slight spoilers, but this weapon is missable, meaning that if you don't do exactly what I showed towards the end, you will soft lock yourself and you will lose out on this katana forever. No, I'm not joking. Other videos aren't showing this, so be sure to drop a like and a sub, and while you're at it, make sure to check out my YouTube live streams, as a ton of work went into this video, and I found it all live with the help of my community. So the best part about this weapon, and something I want to really illustrate, I'll make a build guide for it later, but you can copy my stats and gear. This is a pretty good build that I have had for it. I've tested pretty much all of these. All of these work. The Millicent's Prosthesis works on its Ash of War. So does the Rotten Wing. That also works on its Ash of War. The Axe Talisman works for its heavy attack, which has the same heavy attack as the Serpent Bone Blade. Really, really strong. Really, really good. And I found out Godfrey Icon also does work as well. Again, this might be a little counterintuitive if you want to have different talisman for defense or for if you need one for equipment load. So take what you will, change up the build however you want. This is a pretty good stat spread for it. Right now I have 75 dex. Only took 33 faith just so I can get Golden Vow and Halashariri so I can buff my weapon up even more. 60 vigor and then 30 endurance. This is what the weapon art looks like. You can do it really quick. There's no follow-up with a regular attack, and there's no follow-up with the Ash of War either. The more damage it does, and the more slashes come out. It's like a very, very fast waterfowl dance. I did try already. Again, it does not work with the Rellana's cameo. This does not work, and I'll prove it to you guys. You can tell when it works when your character lights up red. No, not already red like the color I am, but the aura buff around you. Once you get out of it, it goes away. Get back into the stance, it comes back. Unfortunately, whether or not this is a stance, it looks like it should be a stance, but I guess either it doesn't count or it's just not long enough. I'm going to assume that maybe it doesn't count as a stance. All you have to do is hold it down. This is a charged attack, essentially, a charged Ash of War. Tapping it is really fast with a couple hits, whereas charging it will be a lot more. Who knows? All I know is that Unsheath works, and then this one doesn't. So take with that what you will. It doesn't work with the Rellana cameo, but all of the other ones that I had so far are pretty much perfect. The heavy attack is my favorite. It's pretty much the same heavy attack as the Serpent Bone Blade Katana, if I'm not mistaken. And this is a full charged attack version of the Ash of War. There is no input follow-up, and there is no combo from the Ash of War to like a light, or the Ash of War to a heavy. Unfortunately, that's probably the best way you're going to get out of it, probably just like that. And then a heavy after. That's definitely the best combo. Just a light tap and a heavy is probably the most effective way to use the Ash of War. This Ash of War cannot be blocked at all. It pierces through all defensive measures, like when considering guards. So if you have any sort of shield and you're trying to block this, you cannot block its Ash of War. You can, however, block its regular attacks, but you can't block them completely. I think it's about only 50% of the damage can be blocked from my testing, but again, there's no actual information out right now. But it looks like if you're blocking, you can only block about half of the damage from the weapon. So this makes it a very, very strong katana, considering it also builds up bleed. Cannot be blocked completely against the regular attacks, and the weapon art cannot be blocked at all. So all of this will hit anybody directly through any shield, like fingerprint shield, you name it. It has bleed buildup. It does do a lot of rapid fire hits that cannot be blocked, and it has a little bit of magic damage. This is the only video that I've seen on it. There's not a single video on YouTube, which is what inspired me to make this video in the first place. So please leave a like and subscribe for more Elden Ring DLC content and build guide videos very, very soon. Again, here is my stat spread. Feel free to copy me and copy my stats however you want. This is just what I could test immediately that I found worked. All of these work. I tested everything. The Millicent's works, the Shard of Alexander works, the Axe Talisman works, and the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia works on this Ash of War. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Hey! Then you can go up, trace down the road all the way down. Right before Rellana, if you don't want to fight her, there is a skip over here. You just trace the castle front, hug the wall, and you'll see a way down. There's a nice little way down. There's no guides for creators to follow. So it's a little bit funny to kind of go in blind, because it reminds me of when I first started playing Elden Ring. There weren't any guides on anything. I had to figure out everything myself. Right there. That is where the spirit spring is. This is it. So this is blocked. It's blocked by like a phantom rock. In order to allow the air from the spirit spring to flow and actually, you know, use it, because you can't use it if you can see it. You can't use it. You have to find the rock. The rock is always nearby. They're not too hard to find. They look like this. So that rock will allow that spirit spring to allow us to skip Rellana. Again, I have not seen a single video on this. There are a lot of sealed spirit springs throughout the game, and they come in very handy. So please, if you guys know where more are, leave a comment down below, because this allows you to get past Rellana without ever having to fight her. We're going to go up. Keep it going. Another spirit spring. Looks like a dead end, but luckily for us, this is exactly where we want to go. Now, looking at where we are on the map, that takes you directly past Rellana. So the only other way here is to kill Rellana, and a lot of people that I've been hearing have been struggling with her. I'm going to make build guides soon, don't worry. I'll help you guys out. Little hint, strength builds are the way to go. Poise breaking as well. Maybe a little bit of bleed. But regardless, the best thing you can do right now, if you're really struggling with her, you just follow this road, follow this guide that I'm making all the way down here. It's very easy, very simple. Get the spirit spring, hop up the other spirit spring, and you go to this manor. Now, don't leave yet. You need to go in Fort of Reprimand. I'm going to show you where to go, because there is an enemy here that you do have to kill. It's not a boss. It's not a boss at all. But once you kill this enemy, he drops a very, very important item. So there's going to be a lot of omen killers here, and you just want to ignore all of them. You want to get back to the base level, which is all the way in the entrance. You have to get all the way to the entrance. I actually don't know the way, so I'm kind of just eyeballing it to myself. Ah, right here is fine. This is perfect, actually. Right here. This is exactly where you want to go. In this square hole. So once you're in the square hole, you'll have time to prepare yourself. There will be an omen killer here. He is not that hard, and once you kill him, he drops an item that you need in order to get this katana. So after you kill that omen killer, you should get an item. I didn't get it because obviously I have the katana, so I already got it and used it. Once you use it, it leaves your inventory forever. There are multiple places to use it and multiple NPCs that you can give one to, though I think this is the best one to use yours on. You only get 2, I think, per playthrough. At least from what I can find, there are only 2. There's one here, and if you don't have that one, apparently there's another ulcerated spirit in Shadow Keep. I'm pretty sure in order to actually get that one, you do have to drain the entire Shadow Keep from the water. So there is one more. But after you get this, you can go back up, teleport back to the Grace, or run outside, whichever one you want to do. And after that, again, I'm going to show you where to go. You just head in a straight line. So after you get outside this fort, get to the front of the fort, you'll find another Grace, which is out here. Again, I already have it, so I'm going to teleport to it. This puts you in front of it, and then there's a road. There's a long road. I'm not going to go through it, because I've gone through it a bunch. But the road that you need to take will take you all the way to this town, Morith Ruins, and there's actually a Grace right next to it. There is a hole in the ruins that you have to jump down. In order to get to the next area, you have to go all the way down the hole, all the way down here, all the way across the bridge, and begin the quest line located within this big church. This is the quest of Ymir. You need to have not completed this quest yet, and you need that item. A lot of people don't know how to get down here. I didn't know how to get down here either. Just go on your horseback, go in a straight line all the way down. Just to be safe, I took off all my armor. And then I just eyeballed it and tried to aim for that little ledge. It's kind of hard to see it from above, but it's kind of like the dark black line sticking out right there. You just got to aim for that. And then you live. A little bit tricky. Made it look easier than it might be for some of you guys. There's definitely an easier way to get down. That's the way I like going. Down here, there's an item. A couple little enemies here. Again, you don't have to fight any of them. Just keep going down. Keep it going down. Then leave through this cave. And this is going to put you where you need to be. A lot of people don't know how to get down here. You don't need to glitch anything. Just make sure you're on torrent. Take off your armor. And you'll be fine. Now that we're up this, we are in the village that we need to be. The Bonnie Village. This is the only way to get to it. I mean, there might be some other ways in the future that maybe people figure out, but this is probably the easiest way and sort of the fastest way. Again, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go all the way across this bridge to the next grace. But before you leave, in Bonnie Village, before you go anywhere, you need to make sure that you just head straight left up this road. You need to. You absolutely have to. The reason you have to is there is a emote over here that if you don't have it already, you will miss it. And you need this emote to complete the quest line, and you need this emote to get the weapon, essentially. All you have to do is go to this tree. There's a white branch tree over here. It looks very distinct. It has no leaves on it. Every other tree has leaves. Some of them are white. This one is the only one without leaves. When you interact with the statue, it gives you this emote. Oh, mother. Looks like that. You're going to have to use this for later, so just keep that for now, and then we can progress forward. You just want to get that as early as possible. Okay, again, I'm going to jump cut here. All you have to do, explore as you want. Go straight across the bridge. Like, just go down, straight across the bridge. Literally in a straight line. You can avoid all the enemies. You'll get to the next grace. Go straight up the road. Just follow the exact path, and you'll get to another grace. But, so the fork in the road looks like this. There's a left road and a right road. You want to go left. That's how you get to the church up here. And at this church is where you will begin the quest line. Okay, now that you're here, you should be in the church. There is a grace here, so make sure you want to get it. It's from the front, so if you go from any other side, you won't get this grace. It only comes in from this front part, and there's a door here that cannot be opened from the other side right here. So you need to make sure that you get the grace from the front door. Then you can go back in. Again, I've already completed this quest line. There is a person here named Count Ymir. This person's entire quest line is how you get this katana. So as soon as he gives you this, you have to exhaust all of his dialogue. Just let him yap, keep asking him questions, leave the conversation, reload the area until he gives you this. You need to make sure that you have everything. Once you have... Oh, this is my mesmer one. Once you have this necklace, you'll be able to communicate with, like, the fingers or, like, sound a bell at the fingers. And there's 2 big finger statues in different parts of the map. What you're going to want to do, first off, in order to get to the first finger site in the First Finger Ruins area for the Ymir quest line, you need to go back to the fort that you got the special item from and go to the first grace right in front of it. There are 2 graces here. You want to go to the one outside so you can ride torrent. Be careful though, because this is a fucking bitch and she's blocking me off. You just want to jump and you'll live. Don't worry, you'll live. As long as you have gotten this from earlier, you will live. Again, there is another spirit spring down here. Make sure you hit it in the center. As soon as you glow like that, you will live. You need to go like that because it'll save you so much time to backtrack. I figured this route out myself. So again, I've said this a lot in the video. Please leave a like and subscribe. It was very, very confusing figuring out how to get everywhere. Briefly, real quick, one of my biggest criticisms to this game is the fact that there is no underground map portion. Hopefully they add one later, because it's a little bit confusing to navigate through this area, because it's technically in the underground portion of the above area, but instead you can't actually see the underground portion because it looks like you're just right on top of the land, and it doesn't look like it right now. It looks like I'm in the river, but trust me, I'll open up the map again a little bit later, and it'll look like I'm right on top of where the surface area is, even though I'm literally below it. This is when it looks like you are literally above ground, even though you're actually below ground. It's a little bit weird. I feel like they should make separate underground and overworld maps like how they have for the rest of the area in the base game of Elden Ring, but anyways, let's continue on. but you just have to keep going forward. You're going to approach what's called the Cerulean Coast. Instead of going up this big thing, there's going to be like a little big structure here. You're going to want to go down to the side. Be a couple little hands here. You can just go by them. Alright, so once you reach the Finger Ruins Grace, you literally just have to go down the road in a straight line all the way to where the fingers are all pointing to. In the very center, you're going to have the statue that you can interact with. Keep in mind, you can't interact with it until you have the item in your inventory that you get from starting Count Ymir's questline. You need to make sure that after you interact with it and get the talisman from it, you need to go back and talk to Ymir again. It applies for every single one that you use. So same for this next one that I'm going to show you right now. Going back to the Church District High Road Grace that you should have gotten earlier, right here at Skadu Altus, you're going to go right this time. So in the fork in the road that I mentioned earlier, you're going to go to the right instead of to the left. So after you get this grace, all you have to do is jump down on these roofs. You do not need to drain the water in order to get to this area. You can't use your horse here either, so good luck. Once you get to this house, this little rooftop, you jump straight across jump. Be very, very careful. Keep jumping all the way up, scale this thing, go over here, and then run. You want to book it. Unfortunately, there is an enemy here. He is very, very strong and very annoying. That's also where I got this armor set from, because you can farm them. Jump straight across here. That one is a little bit of a risky jump, especially with the ulcerated tree spirit. I think that is the other tree spirit that you have to kill. So if you didn't kill the Omen Killer, or you already used it, I think one of these tree spirits down there in the water is able to give you a second one. But all you have to do is go through the roof here, all the way down. There is a room there that you can go that has another NPC that you can give the item to, but you don't want to give it to them. Do not go there. Do not give it to anyone else except the lady for the katana. All the way down in a straight line. All you have to do. To the right or to the left. Oops. Okay, do not jump off here. After you get off the elevator, I accidentally fell off the first time. You do not want to fall off. You won't die, but it'll make it so that you have to backtrack all the way because the grace is right here to the left. If you miss this grace and fall down, you will have to do the entire run back. Please don't miss it like I did, because I'm a fucking idiot sometimes, and more times than I'd like to admit. After going up the elevator, you'll make your way to this big ladder right next to the grace, and you're going to have to go a long while up this ladder. To the right immediately, don't interact with any of these enemies. They will leave you alone. Then you go up, all the way down in a straight line. Behind these bookcases, to the right of them, then out the window. Go all the way up this little rickety area to another grace, and then up this elevator. Now this part's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit confusing, so stay with me. We want to get to that platform all the way over there with those bats. There are a lot of bats here. There are a lot of enemies here. Again, you can run by them. Please follow me closely, because this is going to be very, very annoying for you to traverse through otherwise. So that elevator takes you down all the way over there. Again, now you have to walk all the way down and take another excruciating long elevator to the bottom of this platform, which I've already done, as you can see. Very, very long. Okay, in front of you is going to be a boss fight. You don't need to fight this boss at all. You do not need to fight this boss. There is no reason to even go this way unless you want to fight this boss. All you need to do is from this grace, after the elevator, go straight. There is a statue here. It's a statue of Marika with her head missing. In order to get by, you need to make sure that you use this gesture called Oh Mother. It should be the one that you got earlier. Hopefully you guys are paying attention and not skipping through the video, because this is the only way to get past it. You need to use this emote in front of the statue for it to move. Once you go down, you'll get this grace, and it's a very beautiful area, but you just have to go in a straight line. You want to go all the way down. Don't go up the mountain. Go all the way down past the Tree Sentinel duo. Yes, Tree Sentinel duo. You don't have to fight them. You can keep going and avoid them in a very, very straight line to the middle of this finger runes to interact for the second one. Again, you need to have the item in order to ensure that you can interact with them. Otherwise, you will have to backtrack here later after you get it if you haven't already started the quest line. Going back to the cathedral, you will have to talk to him a final last time. After you do this, you need to reset the area like so, and once you reset the area, he should be either in the graveyard or just fucked off somewhere else. He should be either in the graveyard out there to the right, and not in his chair, and once he's gone from his chair, you can interact with it and push it behind. After going down this ladder, this is the third and final statue. You will be invaded around this middle finger area here. They're not too difficult, and they do have a really cool claw weapon. This is the claw weapon here while I run, just to prove that I already have it. It is the Claws of Night. This is a smith script weapon, and also a weapon that deals magic damage. You do the exact same thing that you did to all of the other statues that look like this to the final one. This one, however, will trigger a boss fight. It'll put you in the arena, but luckily for you, once you're in that arena, the boss fight will not start until you approach the boss, very similar to Plasudasax. As long as you don't move from this area, you will be able to do your buffs or prepare or summon anything you want to do. Once you defeat the enemy, all you have to do is teleport back to the initial church area. Once you're in this area, you will need to approach the throne again. If you approach the throne and interact with it, you will be invaded by an NPC. Again, this is another invasion. After you kill that person, another invader will come after. You must kill both of them back to back. It's not a gank fight, thankfully, but you will have to kill one right after the other without much downtime in between each fights. Once you kill both of them successfully, you have to reset the area. A lot of resetting, a lot of exhausting dialogue in this quest. Please make sure to exhaust everything until the characters start repeating themselves. Now that you have reset the area for the last time, you will see someone laying here. This is where you get the katana from, because that is their signature weapon. There are two options that you can have when interacting with this NPC. This is the NPC that you killed from the invasion, and you can either choose to give them some sort of sacred light in order to turn them into a spirit ash summon, or you can give them the item on your screen and get the katana from them, but essentially ending their storyline here and killing them. Be warned, from my experimenting and my testing, you can only get one or the other. It seems like you might have to do multiple playthroughs if you want both the spirit ash and the weapon. The spirit ash is literally just summoning this knight to fight for you like a spirit summon does, but they get to keep the katana instead of you. Once you give her that item, then you will be able to get the katana from her automatically. It'll appear as an item that you can pick up, and it is yours to keep forever. There was a lot of work that went into this guide. Please leave a like and subscribe, and turn on your bell notifications to know when I upload any more Elden Ring DLC content, and to know when I go live, because I live stream this game every single day. I also have an active Discord community that I've opened up recently, so please check that out if you want to interact with me more frequently when I'm not uploading or when I'm not streaming. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been SYROBE. Hopefully, you guys now have the legendary secret Sword of Night Katana that can go through shields and cannot be blocked. And even its regular attacks can go through shields as well. Here's a quick little build setup that I use. I only use the Frenzied Flame Seal whenever I have a build that just consists of buffs without any actual incantations, because I don't need to level it up, and it has 0 weight and 0 attributes required to use it. This is from the base game of Elden Ring and not a new item, so hopefully you have this already. And I've tested it. All of these talismans seem to work with the katana that you're using. It's better to play for the charge heavies and not the Ash of War, because the Ash of War takes quite a while for it to go off and can actually get cancelled very, very easily, or enemies can just straight up move out of it. I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.